Bryce Mitchell's apparently getting canceled. What the hell did he do and say this time?
I honestly think that Hitler was a good guy.
Yep, that'll do it.
Based upon my own research, not my public education indoctrination. I really do think before Hitler got on meth, he was a guy to go fishing with.
He was a guy to go fishing with. Yo, Bryce Mitchell's on one on this podcast, man. He's already trying to get it canceled, dog.
He fought for his country. He wanted to purify it by kicking the greedy Jews out that were destroying his country and turning them all into gays.
They were doing what? They were doing what? Where is the proof of this? Where is he getting this from? What book did he read? What documentary did he watch? What the hell am I missing?
And I don't think that he was just like the best dude ever. And when I say I go fishing with him, I'm not saying he was the most trustworthy dude or I'd love him or whatever. But at some point in Hitler's life, I don't think he was that bad of a guy. I really don't.
So at least we got a little bit further context. I think a lot of things that people are missing when they put out these little bit of clips is that they don't get the full context. They don't see the explanation afterwards or what he's actually trying to mean when people say things like this. And I think he has a fair point. Is Hitler a good guy? Hell no. Did he do good things? Absolutely not. But at one point in everyone's life, everyone is an innocent little kid who doesn't know what his future entails. I'm sure even Hitler at one point was a child who didn't know he was going to commit mass genocide. And therefore, you could say maybe at one point Hitler was a guy worth fishing with.
There's nothing going on up here. It's just a bunch of empty space.
But to say overall that he's a good guy and everything, of course, I don't agree with that. Any sane person wouldn't agree with that. But I don't really care. Bryce Mitchell can have his own opinion. Who really cares? It's all just words. I think people just need to have thicker skin. Not everyone is going to have the same opinion. There are going to be some crazy people out there like Bryce Mitchell who is known for saying some pretty wild shit.
Gravity ain't real. You know what?
I know that the earth is flat.
I don't personally wear a seatbelt. I just don't believe in them.
This isn't fucking Einstein or Sir Isaac Newton. This isn't some crazy philosopher that has some major impact on his theories and ideas.
Bryce just recently started using soap, so that was a new experience.
They got me on soap. I didn't used to use it. I didn't really believe in it before.
I'm pretty sure if you go out in the country, they're probably having some weird, crazy conversations like this all the time.
He had a deer in a rear naked choke.
I could have tried guillotine, but you're giving up position.
And at the end of the day, it's just words. He's not hurting nobody. He's not physically harming nobody. And just because he says something stupid or he has extremely stupid thoughts, that doesn't necessarily make him a bad person or a bad human being. Who knows? He might just be misguided a little bit. That's all.
So I was working on the top of this ladder whenever my nuts got drilled up.
The only problem I have with it is that Bryce Mitchell is a UFC fighter. That's the only problem I have with it, because when you go on these podcasts and you say these things, you will lose fans. And no, you won't go to jail because you have freedom of speech. You won't have cops knocking on your door trying to arrest you because that's against your rights. However, your employer also has the freedom to get rid of you if you're out here saying or doing some crazy shit, no matter how legal it is.
He can't eat this one. We saved its life.
Well, when it naturally dies, I will.
Now, I'm not saying the UFC will straight up fire him, but at the end of the day, when you're in the entertainment business that is combat sports, you got to bring in revenue, you got to bring in fans, you got to bring in people that want to watch you fight in order for the UFC to keep you employed. Look at what happened with Muhammad Mukayev, a very top prospect, very good fighter, and the UFC got rid of him just because he was difficult to deal with and because he didn't have a very fan-friendly style. So it's not like he was going to bring in a bunch of fan base and bring in a bunch of money. When you lose your fan base, you become disposable, and I think it's just extremely risky for Bryce Mitchell to be coming out here saying these things, possibly losing a lot of fans in this case, and therefore making him easily disposable to where if he loses his next fight, the UFC could just toss him to the side. But at the same time, it's Bryce Mitchell, man. Come on. This guy has been saying crazy shit for the past however many years. I think people just need to have thicker skin. This guy is getting punched in his head for a living. He's not some crazy popular historian, so why should it even matter? Is it stupid? Probably, but is it really that big of a deal? I don't think so. But y'all feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And as always, I thank you all so much for the support, and I'll catch you in the next video.
If y'all want some free puppies, let me know. As long as you're not a crackhead, I'll give you one.